Welcome to InfoRights channel again. Today I'm going to talk about a very tricky principle, a principle of equal pay. In 2014, Jean-Claude Juncker, the former president of the Commission, in his State of the Union speech, said that there is no place for second category workers in our union, and in our union the same work in the same place should be remunerated in the same manner. Well, this principle was quickly called equal pay principle, and it was taken by politicians and by journalists, and it relates especially to the situation of posted workers. Let me remind you what's the law here. The law says that if you post a worker to another country, they have to earn at least the remuneration that is defined in that receiving member state. So it works like this. If you post a worker from a low-wage country to a high-wage country, they earn higher remuneration. The remuneration that is equivalent to remuneration of the local worker doing the same work. Well, to be precise, it is not equal pay. It says, and also the political declaration by Jean-Claude Juncker said the same, that it should be remunerated in the same manner, which basically means that the remuneration must be constructed in the same way, so it must be must consist of the same elements as the remuneration of local workers. It doesn't mean equal, it only means, constructed in the same way. But as I said, as a political concept, it was sold as equal pay principle. Now I'm going to oppose to this kind of equality, and I will claim that this is not a very social slogan for building a social pillar of the European Union. Let me explain. If you read this principle on the streets of Luxembourg, and if you ask people, do you agree that in our union the same work done in the same place should be remunerated in the same manner, they will all probably say yes. First of all, because it's fair that a person from another country earns as much as a Luxembourgian. And second, it's also fair to us, Luxembourgians. Because if we allowed, and Luxembourg, we are a small city, small country, if we allowed foreign workers to work, to do the same job as we do for less, we will be soon out of jobs. So the equal pay principle prevents local workforce from losing their jobs. It actually assures that posted workers are only there if we are missing the local workforce. And I choose Luxembourg for this virtual survey because it's a country with the highest minimum remuneration in the European Union. But if you go to a country with the lowest minimum remuneration in the European Union, and that is Bulgaria, and the difference is like 2,000 euro plus and 400 euro plus a month. And if you read the same slogan on the streets of Bulgarian city Sofia, you will have the result like this. Dear Bulgarian skilled worker, if you have any skills, be sure that your remuneration does not depend on your experience, on your quality of work, on your readiness to work, on how hard you work, on how educated you are. It depends only on the place where you work. it doesn't even depend whether you work for a Bulgarian company or a German or Luxembourgian company. It more depends on where, on the territory of which member state you carry out your work. So, the message is clear. If you have any skills, please join us in the high-wage countries. Don't waste your skills here when they pay less. Now, this is not convergence. This is divergence. This leads to deeper differences in remuneration for doing exactly the same job. So if you ask me what equal pay principle means, it should be like this. In our union, there is no place for second category workers, and therefore in our union, the same work should be remunerated in the same manner, full stop. Or irregardless of the place where it is carried out. So I would very much welcome equal pay for the same work of my Polish colleagues, but not only when they are posted from Poland to Germany or France or the Netherlands, but also if they work here in Poland for a German, Dutch or French company. But this is not the case. If a French company is relocating their factory from France to Poland because the labor costs in Poland are lower, this is not called social dumping, this is called optimization of costs. And of course they are using another freedom of establishment. But if we posted a couple of workers from Poland to France with French remuneration, they would call it social dumping. That's how highly political and delicate the issue of posting of workers is. We'll get more concrete information on the obligations of employers and the rights of posted workers in next episodes. So stay tuned to your InfoRights channel.